Greetings, Divine Nation. I am Minerva, your Aquariana Gateway Guide. Thank you for joining me today for lesson number 4. If you are new to this channel and work and you are here for the Aquariana Gateway lessons, please start with Course 1, Lesson 1, Introduction, as this program is designed to be taken in order. See more about the AGL introductory information in the channel playlist for Metaphysics lessons. For more information about the Aquariana Gateway course and other metaphysical or divination lessons, go to the website metaphysicsLessons.com. Now, let's get started. Today, we are revisiting the rays, where we will learn that you are a point of consciousness and a rate of vibration. I begin today by continuing our talk about the silence. Your silence should last anywhere from 15 minutes to hours, depending on what you're trying to accomplish. If you're trying to get some fast answers, it may take only a few minutes. If you're doing mental creating, which should be done in silence and meditation, it will take much longer. And if you're having silence and meditation for the purpose of healing, self-improvement and development, the time can run into hours. If you're properly in the silence, you will not realize how long you're in it. But do set aside sufficient quiet space time to achieve your goal. When you come to that place in your meditations where you're receiving from the still small voice, you should keep a notebook and write down what comes to you in your meditations. This is important. As the years roll on, these meditations and answers can and will be a great soul help and a great comfort in your life because they will hold just about every answer to your problems. All your meditations should be dated, month, day, year, and time of day. No one should be allowed to read them. I repeat, no one should be allowed to read them. It is very important that you keep this inner journey and its revelations safe from the judgments and interference of others. Do not let a partner or spouse guilt you into sharing this content. It is truly none of their business. Your divine spirit is yours alone, despite the man-made conventions of marriage. Yes, it might mingle with your beloveds, but it's always ultimately yours alone. If this morning is producing discomfort for you, based upon your understanding of holy matrimony and its philosophy of no secrets, then I suggest you reconsider continuing on with this work. It will be challenging enough for you without the interference, no matter how loving, of another person's input. They cannot be helpful in this instance. Now, moving on, let's revisit the rays. Each individual comes into this life through one of the 7 rays, and this ray influences, governs, and colors his or her life from cradle to grave. There are 7 shades to each of these rays, each shade having its own rate of vibration and state of consciousness. Some of these shades and rates of vibration have been built into the consciousness very powerfully and cause many trials and tribulations in the individual's life. The inharmonious situations and numerous trials which are attracted are due to the density of their color vibrations. Now, the density of the color vibrations in turn is due to the state of consciousness that has been developed from former lifetimes. The denser the shade, the deeper is the color, and the more the individual will respond to the material side of life. All murkier shades of the ray under which we are born are caused by negative states of consciousness. These murkier shades hold a negative charge. Only the pure ray itself is positive in its vibration. The individual must learn sometime, somewhere, that the big work in this life is to learn how to balance the vibrations, positive and negative. Both positive and negative polarities are necessary and inescapable. It is not possible to have one without the other. Think of it this way. It is not possible to have day without night, nor top without bottom, light without dark. So do not fall for the belief that it is possible to be only positive. Do not seek to destroy the negative vibration. The goal is only to balance the two for achieving a condition akin to homeostasis, the perfect sweet spot for a neutral environment within which everything can work in perfect harmony. So, how do we do this? This is best accomplished by learning to clear all the shades of the birth ray, thus blending all the shades into the pure color of this ray. This will bring you to the balance of positive and negative in vibration, and this is accomplished by removing from the consciousness the things that cause these shades to separate from the pure ray and become dense in the first place. It is here that we must learn to discriminate between positive and negative vibrations and neutralize in our consciousness and our lives all things that are excessively negative in vibration. I focus on the negative because most of us do not have a problem with excessive positivity, do we? Now, this should not and cannot be done by force, but only by learning, so we can become increasingly aware of our own thinking, feeling, speaking, and acting. And through this acquired awareness, develop discrimination so we see them for what they are and what they cause in our lives. In educating our own conscious mind, we simultaneously educate the subconscious mind. The conscious and subconscious mind, thinking and working in harmony without confusion in the positive light, will continually create only the good and harmonious things in our lives and in the lives of others. In accomplishing this, we work to clear the density from our color shades to cause our vibrations to come into the positive light. This is what changes our whole life. You can only then journey on to your destiny with the path lighted all the way. Keep in mind, there is no separation between God's source and people, except the sense of separation in our own consciousness. This is very important. Always remember, only as we separate ourselves in consciousness are we experiencing separation. Being human is a point of consciousness and a rate of vibration. Where you stand in the cosmic plan of things and the way you travel your path through life will depend on where your conscious mind and attention are focused most of your waking hours. The billions of cells in your body are a definite part of you, and you are a definite single cell in the body of the divine. As we have journeyed through the many, many lifetimes, we have built into our consciousness both positive and negative vibrations. So, the place where we stand today represents the sum total of all our past thinking, speaking, feeling, and acting, as we are now operating in positive or negative vibrations. Whichever one it is determines the conditions of all the departments of our lives. Just think, we live, move, and have our being in the great sea of space which contains the great divine intelligence, energy, and creative power of the universe, and is in operation in everything, everywhere now. It is simply waiting for the conscious mind of people to act in accordance with the way his or her mind acts. The great creative intelligence, power, and energy acts, allowing the positive or negative vibrations of power to flow into his or her creation, bringing into outer manifestation the positive or negative result. The positive light vibrations always light a person's path and guide him or her on the way to their respective destiny. When a person lives in their own positive cosmic light ray vibrations, they attract all the finer positive creative forces from the inner planes of consciousness, which in turn attracts to him or her on the outer planes all those things that make life worth living. When a person persists in living to the negative side of their cosmic ray vibrations, they travel as a pilot travels who's off course without light or the inner voice or intuition to guide him. Always, except on rare occasions, it will be the negative voice that speaks to him, and if persisted in long enough, it will lead him straight to ruin. It is much more dangerous today than ever before because the universal vibrations are responding to a much higher and faster rate of vibration, causing everything in us to become much more intensified for good or ill. If we are traveling the path of positive light vibrations, it intensifies everything we do and helps us to accomplish our purpose. If we are on the negative side, it will intensify everything and cause everything to be worse. And if we refuse to see the light, just a little, the pressure will be so great that both the conscious and the subconscious minds will be unable to stand the stress and strain and will break. The result of this can end in murder or suicide or the committing of sex crimes. The intensifying of the negative vibration also brings on many forms of physical and mental illness. The very fact that the universal vibrations are raising and intensifying our own vibrations makes it all important that we start the process of balancing our vibrations, both positive and negative, now, and steadfastly strive to remain vigilant in doing so. Consider writing down in your notebook all the positive and negative things you find that you've been thinking, speaking, feeling, and acting throughout the course of an ordinary day. Watch and check the people you contact and conditions you experience for the same thing. Dig out everything in your consciousness that you think is positive or negative. Be ruthlessly honest with yourself. With that, we end this lesson. Thank you for joining me today. Check back next week for Lesson 5, and remember to review this material throughout the coming week. It is important to review the information. Come back every week for new lessons in metaphysics and related occult studies. Go to metaphysicsLessons.com to make a donation so we can build the Metaphysics Today YouTube channel and fund the GAP, the Gateway Aquariana project. If you would like a private consultation, please visit the metaphysicsLessons.com website, click on the Divination Studio menu link, and select your interest from the drop-down menu. Just follow the directions from there. Please, if you have not already done so, like, share, subscribe, and set the alert so you don't miss non-scheduled uploads. Blessings be upon you for your interest and attention. Wishing you love, light, peace, and prosperity. Minerva.